we have an absolute ton of information regarding NHL 25 that we need to talk about. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about game modes, gameplay, presentation, release dates, and more. Whether it's franchise mode, hockey ultimate team, or how early you can play the game, all the information is in this video. Now, if you're looking for something specific, down below there will be timestamps so you can find exactly what you're looking for. I'll be going through each thing individually, and if you have any questions, please leave them down below and I'll get back to you ASAP. The first thing we're going to talk about here today is that NHL 25 will be on new gen only. That means that NHL 25 will only be available on PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series S and X. This is the first time since launch that NHL will not be available on the PS4 or Xbox One, and realistically this should lead to a much improved game, considering they only needed to work on 2 versions of the game instead of 4. Hopefully this leads to a graphical increase, faster menus, and based on all the information that I have right here, it looks like they were able to add a lot into NHL 25, and this may be one of the biggest reasons. The second new big addition to NHL 25 that I want to talk about is the brand new game mode coming to Hockey Ultimate Team, Wildcard. Wildcard is a new mode coming to HUT that offers different and unique modes with every refresh. We don't have a ton of information on this at the moment, but we will get more in the future. Wildcard is the first major addition to Hockey Ultimate Team in legitimately 5 years. I'm excited to learn more, and we will know more in the future, and we just have to hope and pray that they treat it better than they did Draft Champions back in the day. It's important to note that if you pre-order the deluxe edition, you will get a wildcard choice pack at 84 overall. When we know more about this, I will definitely let you know. Speaking of pre-ordering the deluxe edition, let's get into the third thing I want to talk about: 7 days of early access. Instead of the usual 3 days of early access, if you pre-order the deluxe edition of NHL 25, you will get 7 days of early access. With NHL 25 releasing on October 4th, that means you can play 7 days early, September 27th. That means for the first time in 5 years, NHL will officially be out in September, which is a big and welcome change from the previous few years. It's also worth noting, if you don't want to pre-order the deluxe edition of the game and you have EA Play, you will also get a 10-hour trial 7 days before launch on September 27th. We've talked HUT, we've talked the release date, now let's talk about some new gameplay changes. Empowered AI is the overhaul of the AI player system. This includes improved AI awareness on the ice. This will drastically help them react to on-ice situations compared to previous years. This will also help decrease the amount of times that players just run into each other. In addition, this will help open up a lot of new opportunities all over the ice surface. On top of that, there's a whole new playbook added to NHL 25. This will help change the feel of power plays, penalty kills, and positioning all over the ice. This legitimately has the potential to be the biggest change of the year. The AI has needed an overhaul for how many years now? We're finally getting one, and while we're still on the Frostbite engine, let's hope the jump to new gen only and the new empowered AI means that we're finally going to have a good AI hockey game. Now, this all sounds great, but it's all going to depend on how it actually plays and how it feels when we get the game in our hands. The next thing I want to talk about is a very big one for offline players. Franchise mode in NHL 25 is getting a full revamp. Unfortunately, we don't have all of the info yet. The deep dive will be coming in the next few weeks, so we'll learn much more then. But what we do know is that there will be a new franchise hub, which will make it easier to navigate throughout the entire mode and display more relevant information at all times. This is something the game and the mode has needed for so damn long, and I'm very excited to finally be able to jump back into franchise mode. I haven't been playing it because it's been the same thing every single year, and now we finally get a revamp of the mode. Now, unfortunately, I do not have any news on Via Pro. Hopefully we see some stuff in the future, but today I have nothing for you. Coming up next, we're talking more about the presentation and the graphics of the game, the introduction of Sapien technology to NHL 25. With the move to all next-gen consoles, every in-game character has been visually overhauled. Character likeness is at an all-time high. Included in this is a new cloth wrap and strand hair update, which helps drastically improve the graphics. The game looks better than it ever has. When watching the trailer, the graphics look absolutely amazing, which is a trailer and it's going to be tough to tell on the in-game actual product. But I really do think that this is going to be the best looking NHL game to date. Now, speaking of presentation, we also have a brand new addition to the game, which is really interesting. The brand new Grudge Match system here in NHL 25 will track your game history. This will be available in all major online and offline game modes in NHL 25, creating new rivals, heated matchups, and when you do face off in one of these grudge matches, there will be new presentation, added context to the actual games, and the addition of special X factors for these games to make them even more intense. I'm definitely excited to see how this plays out. You know, you have that one guy that you always match up with, you have great games against each other, or maybe that one team in World of Chel, and one time you win, the other team wins the next time, they're always close games. With all of the added context in the presentation and the new X factors, I'm very excited to see how this is all going to work in NHL 25. Now, speaking of World of Chel, EA is adding a new live event schedule to the mode. It promises all new ways to play. Unfortunately, at the moment, we do not know what this entails. We do know that there will be a deep dive at some point between now and launch of NHL 25, where we will likely hear more information about what they have in store for World of Chel. We just know that there is a new live event schedule. That's all the information that I have. From one online game mode to the other, let's go back to Hockey Ultimate Team and discuss the brand new XP path coming to the mode. Now, we're not talking about the XP path that we had last year with those collectibles that you traded in to try and get a 99 after 10 months of the game. This is an all-new way to earn rewards that is shared between all competitive game modes in Hockey Ultimate Team. Whether you play Rivals, Champs, Squad Battles, or the brand new Hut Wildcard, the rewards will be the same and earnable for all players regardless of how you decide to play the game. Now, as a Rabbit Hut player, obviously I'm very excited for this. I'm curious to see where it goes and what information we're going to get. Are the rewards going to end up being really good? Is everyone going to be happy with this? Who knows? Realistically, as long as this is an addition to all the rewards we already get in Hockey Ultimate Team, I can't see how this could be a bad thing. We'll just have to wait and see until the Hockey Ultimate Team deep dive to learn more about the new XP path, but this could be a game changer for sure. Next up, we have some more gameplay changes coming to NHL 25. Skill-based one-timers. We saw in the reveal trailer players setting up for the one-timers. And it looks like this is going to be a big part of the gameplay of NHL 25. By reading the attacking zone and finding an open teammate, players are rewarded with a bomb of a one-timer. Think of Alexander Ovechkin setting up in that one spot every single time. You feed him that puck, and he's going to launch it at the goalie. This hopefully helps create more authentic and unique moments here in NHL 25, and honestly, one-timers weren't very good last year in NHL 24, so they needed to be better. We'll see how this ends up playing in the game when we actually get it. More gameplay-related changes to talk about right here. The all-new Vision Control in NHL 25. This is a completely reworked skating and animation feature that allows you to walk the blue line, square up to a one-timer, improves your angles for passing, and helps make skating feel more authentic than ever. In the trailer, we saw the Hughes brothers actually doing motion capture for this, and the one thing that we can say is that the skating definitely looked different. Can't wait to see how it actually feels in-game. Reactive Actions is also a series of brand new animations brought to NHL 25, which helps make skaters feel more responsive and making them more reliable during the play. You're rewarded for proper on-ice positioning and also brings with it authentic visual reactions. And one final thing I do want to talk about here today is the addition of Utah to NHL 25. We may have lost the Arizona Coyotes, but they've been replaced with the Utahs, and we got our very first look of the team and their jerseys in-game with the reveal trailer. Here we have a look at Clayton Keller making a nice move with that new Ice Q. And very briefly, we have this scene right here of Utah celebrating after a win and coming off the bench. Now, there's still an absolute ton of news still to come regarding NHL 25, including more news on franchise mode, Hockey Ultimate Team, World of Chel, gameplay, and more. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on any of the news regarding NHL 25. Tomorrow, I'll have a video going through all the pre-order information you need to know about NHL 25, including the early access, the release dates, all that stuff, and the in-game items you'll get as a reward. But that's going to do it for all the information I have today for NHL 25. Let me know down below if you have any questions, and let me know what you're most excited for when it comes to NHL 25. There was a lot to talk about in this video. I tried to keep it somewhat brief, but if you have any questions, again, please leave them down below, and I'll do my best to answer you. Anyways, y'all, thanks for watching. Stay frosty.